I'd like to begin this evening's meeting. If everyone please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call, please.
Miss Cloyd,
Present.
Mr. Graves,
Here.
Mr. Funk,
Here.
Mr. Hickman,
Present.
Mr. Hagedorn,
Here.
Miss McElfresh,
Present.
Mr. Brown.
Here.
Thank you.
Next up, I'll take a motion to approve the council minutes of the June 9th work session as well as the June 9th regular meeting.
So moved.
Motion, may I have a second?
Second.
Motion and second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Moving into the visitor section this evening, we have a few visitor cards. First one, Ms. Clark, if you'd please state your name and address, and I think you know that we try to limit comment to 3 minutes.
Do the best I can. Hello, I'm Kelly Clark. I live at 335 Cornerstone Drive in Monroe. And I think it's no secret that I used to sit exactly where all of you are. So before I even start, I want to say I respect all of you for all of the hard work you're doing. I know it is not easy, and I definitely know it's not easy to hold a city in your hands. So please, hopefully what I have to say you take with a little extra weight, because I have been where you are and I know how the sausage is made. So please, I hope you'll take my words with a little of respectful.
It's hard to hear you. I'm sorry.
I hope you take my words with a little bit of respectful open-mindedness. I certainly didn't think I would be here as soon as I am. I just left office in December, as all of you know. And I was perfectly happy to be just an informed citizen, and thank you to the staff of Monroe for working hard to make council meetings and minutes, agendas as accessible as possible. It's looking much better than it ever did before, and I look forward to IT improvements where hopefully we can eventually see the faces of the folks who are speaking. So thank you to the staff. That being said, I have been watching, and while I don't always agree with council actions and votes, I have seen a pattern which disturbs me in the last couple of months and really in the last 2 weeks. The main one is I watched the work session on June 9th, and I'm going to put the words work session in quotations because work sessions are supposed to be two-sided. And it was painfully obvious to me, just as an observer, that it was not a two-sided work session. A lot of you came with preconceived notions, and what disturbed me the most, and here is why I'm here, I need to speak for people who may not speak for themselves. You have an amazing staff and administration at your hands. I've worked with them personally. I know what they can do. I know their qualifications. I know they've worked very, very hard, and they put blood, sweat, and tears and time away from their family to make this city a great one. And what disturbed me is you appear to be not listening to the good advice that it took them all of their experience and years to give you. Mainly, not one person, not two people, but an entire room of people and a school board told you that the guardrails in place for development for the city and the 40-year development plan is a good solid one that will not overwhelm infrastructure and will not overwhelm the schools. They all said it. You weren't listening. Many of you weren't listening. The analogy of guardrails was put in place, and I like that one. But it seems to me what some of you are trying to do is rip up the guardrails and just put blockades at each end of the road so that nothing ever changes. But see what happens with that is once a road is not used and the people inside it can't get in and out, that community is going to die. And there's a demographic you ignored, which was young professionals. There's not enough of them here. You need to consider those people. I just want to say, please keep in mind, and I hope to be the Jiminy Cricket on your shoulder here, when it comes to working with the staff and administration, I know many of you, I've worked with many of you, and the others I've read your bios, and not one of you is a civil engineer. Not one of you is a law enforcement officer. Not one of you is an EMT, a firefighter. Not one of you went to a nationally recognized university for government administration. Not one of you has a degree in that. Good leaders know when to listen to their qualified people advising them. If you worked for a company that you gave your best advice and did your best job, and your boss never listened to what you had to say, you wouldn't want to work there very long. And that is my fear for this city. Please, please listen to these qualified professionals who are telling you where to go. Please give them the respect that they deserve. And I forgot to tell you, the last one, not one of you is an attorney. And I'm going to say that one again, not one of you is an attorney. Please don't take this city in a dangerous direction. They are all telling you, as professionally as they can, where to go. You don't have to do everything they say, but please listen, consider it. Get past the nose in front of your face. Finally, you hold the purse strings to this city. And I really hope that you take my words to heart. Listen to these good people to my right and to my left. Please renew your city manager's contract. Give him a chance to show you what he can do, because he has done everything you have asked so far. And I know this because I was sitting in your seat. Please renew his contract. Let him do his job. Let him work with you. Let these professionals do what they are paid and trained very well to do and rewarded. Don't leave yourselves holding the purse strings of an old handbag that no one wants to use. Thank you.
Thank you. The next visitor card this evening is Ms. Spicer.
I think it's part of the visitor presentation.
Got it. Thank you. Same with Mr. Robinson. Okay, do we have Mr. Smith? You're with him as well?
Oh, gosh.
Sorry, we didn't know the rules.
No, it's
all
fine.
good.
All right, we'll move right in to the visitors on the agenda with Mr. Riscala from Cascade Car Wash.
Good evening. My name is Alfred Riscala. I'm the owner of Cascade Car Wash on New Garver Road. I'm sure many of you know the wash. Thank you for taking the time to review the material provided in advance. I don't know if you've had a chance to look at that. Cascade Car Wash has been part of the Monroe business community since 2020. We serve Monroe residents and businesses daily and participate in supporting the local safety through discounted wash services for the Monroe Police Department. I'm here because the Monroe current high volume commercial rate has become a significant issue to my business. As shown in the material you received, Monroe currently charges $12.28 per 1,000 gallons for commercial usage above 20,000 gallons. Based on the cities and rate comparison reviewed, that is the highest high volume water rate among the compared cities. Cascade is not an occasional water user. In 2025, we used about 3.2 million gallons. And for 2026, we're projecting close to 4 million gallons of water. Our demand is predictable, fully metered year-round, and provides stable revenue to the utility system. In many utility system, rate decline as usage increases because fixed infrastructure and administrative cost are spread across a large volume of water sales. In Monroe, the opposite occurs. Once the customer exceeds 20,000 gallons, they move into the highest priced tier in the rate schedule. As a result, businesses that consistently purchase large volume of meter water pay a higher rate per 1,000 gallons than smaller users. I believe that approach deserves review, and I believe the current rate structure disproportionately impact large commercial users and does not adequately recognize the value of predictable high volume demand. Therefore, I respectfully request that the council direct staff to develop and present a high-volume commercial rate option for consideration for the 2026 review process. My request is very simple. Bring back a high-volume commercial rate option together with a supporting financial analysis so council can determine whether the change to the current structure are appropriate. Thank you for your time, consideration, and serving our community.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I have a question, if that's okay, just based on that. No, it's regarding your comments, but it's for the city manager. So, Mr. Lester, I just based on what this gentleman shared, just for clarification purposes, who ultimately sets the rate, the water rate for Monroe?
Good evening, members of council. Council sets the water rate for both commercial and residential. Those rates are driven by the wholesale agreement with Butler County Water, as well as any administrative and operational costs for the city.
Okay, so based on that answer, would it be fair to say that Monroe's water rate is Butler County's rate plus whatever our administrative fee is, which is nominal, correct? Tacked on top.
That is correct.
So that's our rate. So basically it's the rate from Butler County plus our admin fee to administer the program.
Yes, that is correct.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay, next item in the visitor section is Mr. Boone with Scannell Properties.
Good evening, members of council. My name is Matt Boone with Scannell Properties. I'm a developer, and I'm accompanied here with Megan Spicer, Lenny Robinson, and Joshua Smith of the Butler County Finance Authority. And we're here to discuss the CRA for Project Clear. So we'll try to be very brief to make sure we don't lose anybody's attention here. What we're going to discuss quickly is a project refresher, show some project renderings, talk about the Gateway Boulevard and Butler Warren County Road infrastructure and community benefits, the user's business retention and growth, economic and local impacts, as well as the project readiness and requested action. So about a year ago, our user had approached us about a desire to, develop this project in this area. At the time, the only other site that was identified was in Turtle Creek that had the exact same CRA that we're requesting now. We brought to the city 3 sites. One of the sites was the Frick Farm on Main Street, kind of north of town. We had another site that's over by the Kohl's Kroger building, and then this site. At the time, the former director, Tom Smith, had informed us that the Frick site and the site over by Kohl's would be kind of not favored very well by the council, but that the site that we're discussing now kind of checked all of the boxes. So from that point, we worked diligently with staff to try to figure that out and make that project a reality. So the project itself is approximately 400,000 square feet of new cold storage, food service distribution facility. Our target construction is next month, Q3 of this year, with completion of Q1 in 2028. We'll have approximately 124 million of investment, plus another 16 million of equipment purchased by the user. Again, located east of I-75, which aligns with the city development priorities of keeping industrial development east of 75. This project also includes infrastructure roadway improvements to extend Gateway, improve Mason, also improve Butler Warren Road. This is a long-term occupancy by the end user. This will be a 25-year lease, so nothing short-term. And then, part of this was the incentive request through the CRA. And so this is a rendering of the facility. So this is looking kind of southwest, trying to keep the docks away from, public view of Butler Warren Road and towards the interstate. Directly north of this would be the Duke Energy facility. North of that would be the Simon Outlet Malls. Directly east of this would be the existing industrial park. Also part of this project would be the road right-of-way improvements to, again, extend Gateway Boulevard, improve Mason Road, and improve Butler Warren Road. What this does is extending Gateway provides direct connection to State Road 63 with an existing signalized access. And it also provides the adjacent neighborhood connectivity. So all of the development to the south, if any of those residents were trying to get on 63, they're going to either have to take a left on Mason and go through the residential neighborhoods, which I know nobody likes, or they're going to have to try to meander through the outlet mall. So this kind of helps create that direct access for the residents to the south as well. Part of this project is going to install a roundabout for that Gateway extension and the Butler Warren Road, which enhance safety. And then this aligns with kind of this decades-long comprehensive thoroughfare plan of creating that kind of corridor on Butler Warren Road. Part of the project also is contributions, which are contingent upon the CRA approval, where Scanel is going to contribute $2 million to these improvements, and the land seller, Lenny Robinson, is also going to dedicate at no cost to the city 5.7 acres of right-of-way to help facilitate these improvements. And here's a rendering that shows, looking south. So in the top of the page, you can see the proposed facility. To the left side of the page would be the extension of Gateway Boulevard to this new roundabout, improvements to Mason Road under the interstate, and then page north would be the Butler Warren Road improvements. And I'm going to turn this over to Megan Spicer.
Good evening, Mayor and City Council members. Thank you for having us here this evening. My name is Megan Spicer. I'm a managing director with Kroll, which is a financial advisory firm. I'm from Ohio. I work remotely from my home in the Cleveland area. And I work in a specialized area within our tax services practice called Site Selection and Incentives Advisory. So we help end users, clients, companies, select the optimal site for their expansions, new construction, growth, and we have a team that works nationally around the country. So I'm working with the tenant here in this project, and I got involved several months ago with Scanel and the team. So I'm going to cover a couple aspects of the request here for the incentives. So specifically want to talk about kind of the basis for this request. This company has existing operations in the city of Monroe and the greater area, but all of the locations have no capacity for expansion. The current Monroe location is less than 90,000 square feet. They basically see an opportunity to grow in this market, but are constrained at this time. So they're looking at more than doubling their space and their capacity, which is great. I think you can agree that, one of the best things the city can do from an economic development perspective, there's attraction and then there's retention. And taking care of your businesses that are here and helping them to grow and retain them is a key economic development driver for most communities. They're looking at signing a long-term lease, 25 years. That's great news for the city. And then, the facility that they're currently in, they own, so they will look to sell that facility, which is a great opportunity to attract a new business to the city. And one of the things that cities want to make sure that they have is available buildings for lease or purchase, which is great because you want to have building inventory to attract new businesses that'll increase your tax base. So to the extent that this user can build this new facility and expand, they can sell their existing building to a potential new business to the city. The alternative site, as Matt mentioned, already has a pre-approved CRA of 75% for 15 years. And the way that was pre-approved is the developer negotiated that ahead of time with certain tiers as they build out their industrial site. So that's already in place. One of the things I wanted to mention about the CRA, if you all aren't familiar with how a CRA works, a community, it's a tool, a local tool for economic developers to use. And cities don't have to use it. There's kind of a two-step process. A city first has to petition the state to request that an area within the city boundaries gets established as a CRA. So you could establish a CRA and then never approve a CRA abatement, and it effectively does nothing. So this CRA was established at the city's request. They submitted an application to the state in 2018. So someone at that time thought that this would be a really good area for development. And so what we have before you today is, kind of the fruit of that labor and seeing actual projects come in and request that a CRA agreement be approved. One of the reasons that, and one of the statutory requirements for establishing a CRA is that there's certain statutory requirements that have to be met, but one of them is that this area has suffered from lack of new construction. So I haven't seen the application that was submitted back in 2018, but the whole point of designating these areas is to then be able to attract new construction and new buildings and development to that area. Okay, so I just have a couple slides here on the economic impact. So if you've seen the CRA agreement, it's got the specific jobs in there. We've got retained and new jobs, the total 220 jobs, 16 million in annual payroll. In economic development, we often talk about indirect jobs, right? So for every job that's created in a community, there's an economic impact and there's indirect jobs that are created. The company has provided these indirect impacts of these jobs, 45 to 70 additional jobs for this particular industry. And what that means is those are jobs that are created by these employees going out and spending at restaurants, getting gas, buying hardware at the hardware store, and then the ripple effect that's created by that spending and then creating additional jobs that are needed to support those operations. So over 15 years, which is the term of the CRA, is 285 million in payroll. That's a big number. And then 6 million in the local income tax for Monroe. So a couple other things I wanted to highlight here. For a building of this size and a construction period over 18 months, huge construction impact here. Peak workforce of 400 to 475 workers on site. I think the daily average is somewhere between like 200 and 250. Think about those folks spending money in your community, local spending, restaurants, hotels, retail, gas stations. You have a bed tax here. You'll see some increase from that. We didn't attempt to quantify that. That's just, common sense. The portion of the 108 million on the construction spend, roughly 35 million, that's actually a conservative number. 35% would be labor. Some people say 50%, but we went with a more conservative number there. And then the local income tax generated by that as well. And then on the property tax revenue side, again, since you might not be that familiar with CRAs, land is not abatable. Currently, this is agricultural land. It's got the CAUV applied to it, which is essentially an agricultural abatement. So very little tax revenue is being generated currently. Once it's sold, it'll be Class 2 property and will have a significant annual increase on the to your property tax revenue just on the land, which has nothing to do with the CRA, other than it's part of the project. If the CRA doesn't get approved, the land doesn't get sold and you won't have that increase. So tried to quantify that for you, about 2 million. And then the real property improvements, the unabated portion, because we're only asking for a 75% abatement, is 17 million. I tried to make sure I aligned with Casey's numbers. And so this is over the 30 years. Even though the CRA is only 15 years, it is wrapped in with the 30-year TIF, and this is a kind of a comprehensive deal. So that's why we're showing the 30-year number. But essentially, this is a great opportunity for the city to improve their financial position, diversify revenue, grow income tax revenue and property tax revenue, and really create some significant economic impact for the city. So I think the next slide is Matt to do a wrap up.
Thank you. So between the land seller and Scanel, over the last 2 years of planning, today's vote is representing the final required approval to make this project a reality. So I want to kind of highlight all the prior steps that were completed that were all contingent upon this CRA approval. So between last year and today, there was a memorandum of understanding for the right-of-way donation from Lenny Robinson with the city. There was a CRA letter of intent that was signed by the city and Scanel. There was design and roadway engineering that was approved by the city to the magnitude of like $500,000 in order to design this roadway that we're going to be installing. The new TIF district was approved by the school and the city. The school compensation agreement was approved by both the school and the city. 2 weeks ago, the development agreement was passed by the city council with the explicit intent to approve the CRA. And tomorrow, Butler County Finance Authority is, voting for the approval of the bond issuance. So respectfully, we would request that the city council approve this CRA. I'd like to turn it over to Lenny to give kind of a background and history of the site.
Thanks, Matt. Mr. Mayor, Madam Vice Mayor and Council, it is good to see you all. For those that I know, hello, and those I don't know, good to meet you. I'm Lenny Robinson. I am the real estate broker and one of the owners of Quarter 75 Park. We've owned the land for the last 30 years, but my dad actually bought it, some of this, and then some on the other side of 75 back in 1958, because he knew there was going to be an interchange because there was going to be a new highway. So the industrial park, the Miami Valley Industrial Park, Dad started, and the property we own now is the old Chrysler site, and we can talk about that later on.
right.
But here's a number I'd like you to remember or write down, $17.80. $17.80. I'll get to that in a minute. Really what I want to do tonight is I want to thank all the people in the room that work with the city of Monroe. They're all here tonight because they have, for more than a year, pardon me for saying this, been busting their butt to make this project come to fruition. These people in the city building, they work for you, they work for the citizens of Monroe, and they have made a significant investment in time, in resources, and their talents to make Project Clear happen. And this council should be so proud of what they've done. I mean, they had to work with me, and that's a lot. But no,
Lenny, stop.
But it has been a joy, and I am happy to be able to say that because there have been times when it hasn't been so good. But these people have done an outstanding job because they believe in this. And one of the things that struck me over the weekend, this will be the single largest capital investment of anything in Monroe. You're looking at $140 million. The school that's being built right now is $61.2 million. The outlet mall, when we brought that, $100 million. $140 million. This is huge by any measure. Now, it's not the biggest building in the world, and it's not a data center.
Right.
It's 390,000 square feet on 79 acres. So it's a great use of space and creating green space as well. This is all nice, but why? Why is it so important? Monroe's industrial development has been quiet for quite some time. The last major project done, I believe, was the Amazon building in 2017. And Mr. Hickman, you were on council when Monroe was bankrupt. You weren't the cause.
I was on it when we come off of it.
All right, when it came off. But during that time, we sold 430 acres of our land for industrial development, and that received a 100% 15-year abatement from the city of Monroe. That decision to grant the abatement was a good decision for Monroe. Those 430 acres are full with top-notch companies, and in 2025, per the finance department, and thank you very much, Jake, for the number, the income tax collected last year on these 430 acres that were abated, $2,707,000 last year alone on that 430 acres that received the abatement. And watching council meetings, I hear about all the projects everybody wants to do or the improvements that want to be made. Unfortunately, the budget just won't allow that. So as communities grow, and it's not germane to Monroe, but every government, as they grow and as they increase their expenses, they need to increase their revenues. So you need a reliable source of new revenue to keep things going in the forward direction. Project Clear does that from day one. As was explained, we'll have all the contractors in here, and in a period of 18 months, Monroe's going to get at least $700,000 in income tax from the contractors. Then you have 18 months later, it opens up, you have a couple hundred people working in there, and the clock starts ticking and running, and every year Monroe's going to be making money from the revenues connected. Now, one thing you may or may not know, that the majority of the land is in Liberty Township, even though it's in the city of Monroe and it's Lakota school districts, and that's with whom the arrangement was made. It was done by the city of Monroe, not by us, not by Matt. It was done by the city, and we thank them for that. And as was mentioned, the city, you folks have approved nearly $500,000 in spending with the Kleinger's Group to do all the engineering for Gateway Boulevard, for the roundabout, and for Butler Warren Road. This is a collective effort, as Matt said. We're putting in about $500,000 of land. Skinnell's putting in $2 million, and Monroe is putting in the rest. And everybody here tonight has an investment in Project Clear. Council does with their money for engineering. The city does for all their work that they've done and all the dedication to this. We have an investment. Skinnell has an investment. Butler County has an investment. We all have an investment in here. So we think it only makes sense to cash in that investment. This development hits the target, and I know, Mr. Hagedorn, you mentioned in the work session about the Advanced 2040 plan. This meets all the criteria for industrial development. This is a real winner. Now, the development plan, it makes that Southern Gateway that you talked about with Gary Morton 2 weeks ago, it makes that a reality. It signifies that Monroe is now a community in which to invest and which to build. Now, the flip side is pretty obvious. If council decides, nah, we don't want this. We just don't, it doesn't make sense to us. It's not a business decision we want. Well, no Gateway Boulevard, no roundabout to worry about. We still have the bumpy, lumpy Butler Warren Road as the gateway from the south. There's no donated right-of-way, no return on investment for the hundreds of thousands of dollars spent with Kleinger's, no new income. And I believe there might be a disconnect between the workers in Monroe and council, because they're going, hey, we've put a year's worth of work into this, and now you're telling us you don't trust us, you don't believe us in what we're doing? And then the citizens are going to say, why are we turning down such a big investment and all the jobs and all the income tax that comes with it? Lastly, $17.80, the number I mentioned at the beginning. Megan kind of touched on it. Today, that's how much money the city of Monroe makes from Corridor 75 Park on the land. That is from Nancy Nix's office. Because we're in the CAUV program, the total amount of money, and it's right here on this page, $17.80. So consider that when you're thinking about this. Does it make business sense? I know you have personal opinions of, should we do abatement, should we not? Think about it from a business standpoint. Do we want to continue making $17.80? Or do we want to have the citizens of Monroe enjoy millions of dollars coming to the city? So I thank you for your time. I'm happy to answer any question, and I will go on record as saying this is probably the shortest I've ever spoken. So thank you very much.
Thank you.
And I think, Josh, you'd like to come up?
Good evening, mayors and members of council. I will start with an apology. I feel bad. This is the first time that I have been in front of you since I've taken my role at the Butler County Finance Authority, formerly the Butler County Port Authority. While I have been in this building many times meeting with city staff over the past 2 years, I have not done a good job of getting in front of you. So just for introduction, Joshua Smith. I'm part of a 3-member team at the Butler County Finance Authority. Some of you may remember it as the Butler County Port Authority. I like to say that we work at the intersection of economic development, public finance, real estate, and placemaking. We have been involved in this project probably for about the last 4 months or so, and I'm simply here to, tonight to say that whatever decision you make, that we will support that. Obviously, as noted, we do have on an agenda tomorrow using our bond fund to help finance the road infrastructure, and we are ready, willing, and able to do that tomorrow if City Council chooses to move forward with the tax abatement. But that, I think you've heard enough from everyone else. I don't have a $17.10 number or anything in my pocket to throw out there, so I just appreciate the time to speak briefly, and I'll be at the meeting tonight if you have any further questions for me, so thank you.
Mr. Smith, I just want to say it is fabulous to put a face with the name. Thank you for being here.
Well, most people don't say that when they see my face, but thank you. I
Well-
appreciate that. Thank you.
And then just to wrap this up, just if there's any questions that we can answer, that would be helpful.
Questions from council?
Thank you
No.
very much.
All right, moving on the agenda, are there any committee reports this evening? If not, I'll take a motion to adjourn into executive session.
I move to enter into executive session to consider confidential information related to the marketing plans, specific business strategy, production techniques, trade secrets, or personal financial statements of an applicant for economic development assistance. Executive session is necessary to protect the interests of the applicant or possible use of public funds in connection with the project.
I have a motion, may I have a second?
Second.
I have a motion by Ms. McElfer, second by Mr. Hickman to enter into executive session. Roll call vote, please.
Mr. Graves,
Yes.
Mr. Funk,
Yes.
Mr. Hickman,
Yes.
Mr. Hagedorn,
Yes.
Mrs. McElfresh,
Yes.
Mr. Brown,
Yes.
Miss Cloyd.
Yes.
Motion carried.
I don't know.
A motion to return from executive session.
I move to return from executive session.
I have a motion. May I have a second?
Second.
Motion and second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Okay, moving in to old business, we have emergency ordinance number 2026-15. Do I have a motion to reconsider?
I move, well, I have I move to amend the agenda to reconsider emergency ordinance number 2026-15.
I have a motion. May I have a second?
Second.
I have a motion by Ms. McElfresh, second by Mr. Graves, to amend the agenda to reconsider emergency ordinance number 2026-15. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Now do I have a motion to suspend the rule?
I move to suspend the rule requiring ordinances to take effect 30 days after passage and authorize emergency ordinance number 2026-15 to take effect immediately upon its adoption and on the second reading.
I have a motion. May I have a second?
Second.
I have a motion by Ms. McElfresh, second by Mr. Hagedorn to suspend the rule. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Is there any discussion from council on this piece of legislation?
That's not what I got.
Yeah, I'm at the top.
So I moved to reconsider.
Yeah, wait for me.
Okay. I move to adopt emergency ordinance number 2026-15.
I have a motion. May I have a second?
Second.
I have a motion by Mr. Hickman, second by Ms. Cloyd to adopt emergency ordinance number 2026-15. Roll call vote, please.
Mr. Funk?
Yes.
Mr. Hickman?
Yes.
Mr. Hagedorn?
Yes.
Mrs. McElfresh?
Yes.
Mr. Brown?
Abstain.
Ms. Cloyd?
Yes.
Mr. Graves?
Yes.
Motion carried.
Next item on the agenda is ordinance number 2026-16. Please read the ordinance by title only.
An ordinance approving a final plat for Section 5, Block E in the Monroe Crossing subdivision.
Thank you. Are there any comments or questions from council? If not, I will take a motion.
I move to adopt ordinance number 2026-16.
I have a motion. May I have a second?
Second.
I have a motion by Ms. McElfresh, second by Mr. Graves to adopt ordinance number 2026-16. Roll call vote, please.
Mr. Hickman,
Yes.
Mr. Hagedorn,
Yes.
Ms. McElfresh,
Yes.
Mr. Brown,
Yes.
Ms. Cloyd,
Yes.
Mr. Graves,
Yes.
Mr. Funk.
Yes.
Motion carried.
Moving into new business, we have resolution number 37-2026. Please read the resolution by title only.
A resolution approving an addendum to the city manager employment agreement between the city of Monroe and Larry Lester.
Thank you. Is there any discussion from council on this one?
I do have some comment. I think just in the sense of transparency, I'd like to share that I was hopeful for a little bit more duration between the prior vote and the reconsideration, just because in a follow-up to my no vote from the previous meeting, I did have a private meeting with Mr. Lester where we had a very good exchange around some specific deliverable feedback that I would like to have an opportunity to see implemented and reflected upon. We're early in the approval of the contract towards the end of the year, and I think that being new to council and observing some specific opportunities, that it's worthwhile to give that feedback an opportunity to be implemented and reassessed before moving forward with making a decision.
I'm going to move to go into executive session to discuss the employment of a public employee with council members only.
We have a motion. Do we have a second?
Second.
Motion and second. Roll call vote, please.
Mr. Hagedorn,
Yes.
Mrs. McElfresh,
Yes.
Mr. Brown,
Yes.
Ms. Cloyd,
Yes.
Mr. Graves, Mr. Funk,
Yes.
Mr. Hickman.
Yes.
Motion carried.
I'll take a motion to return from executive session.
So moved.
Motion, may I have a second?
Second.
Motion and second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Is there any further discussion on resolution number 37-2026? If not, I'll take a motion.
I move to adopt resolution number 37-2026.
I have a motion by Mr. Brown. May I have a second?
Second.
I have a motion by Mr. Brown, second by Mr. Hickman to adopt resolution number 37-2026. Roll call vote, please.
Mrs. McElfresh,
Yes.
Mr. Brown,
Yes.
Ms. Cloyd,
Yes.
Mr. Graves,
Yes.
Mr. Funk,
Yes.
Mr. Hickman,
Yes.
Mr. Hagedorn.
Yes.
Motion carried.
Next item on the agenda is ordinance number 2026-17. Please read the ordinance by title only.
An ordinance authorizing the issuance of not to exceed $5 million of various purpose general obligation bond anticipation notes, 2026 renewal by the City of Monroe, Ohio, in anticipation of the issuance of bonds.
Thank you. Are there any comments or questions from council? If not, ordinance number 2026-17 will be on the next agenda for a second reading. Next up is ordinance number 2026-18. Please read the ordinance by title only.
An ordinance authorizing the issuance of not to exceed $13,675,000 of building improvement general obligation bond anticipation notes, Series 2026 by the City of Monroe, Ohio, in anticipation of the issuance of bonds.
Thank you. Is there any discussion on this one? Not hearing any. Ordinance number 2026-18 will be on the next agenda for a second reading. Next item on the agenda is ordinance number 2026-19. Please read the ordinance by title only.
An ordinance authorizing the issuance of not to exceed $18,675,000 of Public Works Building Improvement General Obligation Bond Anticipation Notes, Series 2026, by the City of Monroe, Ohio, in anticipation of the issuance of bonds.
Thank you. Any questions from council? If not, ordinance number 2026-19 will also be on the next agenda for a second reading. Next up is resolution number 38-2026. Please read the resolution by title only.
A resolution accepting the recommendations of the Butler County and Warren County Tax Incentive Review Councils to continue the City of Monroe's Community Reinvestment Area and tax increment financing exemptions.
Thank you. Are there any comments or questions from council? If not, I'll take a motion.
I move to adopt resolution number 38-2026.
I have a motion. May I have a second?
So,
I have a motion by Ms. McElfresh, second by Mr. Graves to adopt resolution number 38-2026. Roll call vote, please.
Mr. Brown,
Yes.
Ms. Cloyd,
Yes.
Mr. Graves,
Yes.
Mr. Funk,
Yes.
Mr. Hickman,
yes.
Mr. Hagedorn,
Yes.
Mrs. McElfresh.
Yes.
Motion carried.
Next is resolution number 39-2026. Please read the resolution by title only.
A resolution authorizing the city manager to enter into a professional services agreement by and between the City of Monroe and Bright Technologies Incorporated to provide audiovisual design and consulting services for the modernization of council chambers and associated meeting spaces.
Thank you. Is there any discussion from council? If not, I'll take a motion.
I move to adopt resolution number 39-2026.
I have a motion. May I have a second?
Second.
A motion by Ms. McElfer, second by Mr. Hagedorn to adopt resolution number 39-2026. Roll call vote, please.
Ms. Cloyd,
Yes.
Mr. Graves,
Yes.
Mr. Funk,
Yes.
Mr. Hickman,
Yes.
Mr. Hagedorn,
Yes.
Mrs. McElfresh,
Yes.
Mr. Brown.
Yes.
Motion carried.
Next item on the agenda is resolution number 40-2026. Please read the resolution by title only.
A resolution authorizing the city manager to enter into an extended and amended lease agreement by and between the city of Monroe and the Monroe Lending Library for space located at 6 East Avenue.
Thank you. Are there any questions on this one?
Yeah, they're wanting to do $1 a year again for 5 years. They've been doing $1 for a year for really, I can't even remember how long now. Has the city asked to increase that amount or not?
We have not. This is a continuation of the previous 5-year lease, and in discussions with them, it's our understanding that this will be their last cycle.
Okay.
Any other comments? If not, I'll take a motion.
I move to adopt resolution number 40-2026.
I have a motion. May I have a second?
Second.
I have a motion by Ms. McElfer, second by Mr. Graves to adopt resolution number 40-2026. Roll call vote, please.
Mr. Graves,
Yes.
Mr. Funk,
Yes.
Mr. Hickman,
No.
Mr. Hagedorn,
Yes.
Mrs. McElfresh,
Yes.
Mr. Brown,
Yes.
Ms. Cloyd.
Yes.
Motion carried.
Next item on the agenda is resolution number 41-2026. Please read the resolution by title only.
A resolution approving a then and now certificate in the amount of $22,751 to Butler Tech for paramedic school tuition.
Thank you. Any comments or questions from council? If not, I'll take a motion.
I move to adopt resolution number 41-2026.
I have a motion. May I have a second?
Second.
I have a motion by Ms. McElfer, second by Mr. Hickman to adopt resolution number 41-2026. Roll call vote, please.
Mr. Funk,
Yes.
Mr. Hickman,
Yes.
Mr. Hagedorn,
Yes.
Mrs. McElfresh,
Yes.
Mr. Brown,
Yes.
Ms. Cloyd,
Yes.
Mr. Graves.
Yes.
Motion carried.
All right, and then lastly, I know we've all been briefed. Monroe Local Schools has requested a waiver of fees associated with the Board of Zoning and Appeals application. Do I have a motion for that?
I move to waive the Board of Zoning Appeals application fees associated with the Monroe Local Schools School District's application.
I have a motion. May I have a second?
Second.
I have a motion by Ms. McElfer, second by Mr. Hagedorn to adopt waiving the Board of Zoning and Appeals application fees for Monroe Local Schools. Any discussion from council on this?
The only thing I can say is if we start doing this, we're going to end up doing it for everybody. My biggest concern is the price that we're charging for these. Is this how it is for everyone that does this, the same price as the school's getting? I know they have 8, I guess. Is that correct?
Correct. There were 8 requested variances. So there's a distinction in fee between like a residential use or an ag use applying for a variance or an appeal would be $300. A non-residential use is $500 per code waiver that they're asking for. And that I'm aware of. I don't think we've waived a fee like this before.
Okay, so they're getting charged 500
500 per
per.
code item that they're requesting waiver. Yep.
I mean, we might need to look at that at a different date as far as the amount.
The amount that we're charging? Or
Yeah.
the amount of this waive?
No, the amount that we're charging. I mean, unless you guys are okay with that amount, but how often you guys get somebody to come in with 8?
I would say 90% of the time it's usually one or two.
2.
Yeah.
Okay, that's all I got.
Okay, any other discussion from council?
I agree with Todd. I think if we start this, we have to treat everybody the same. That's our job for the most part. And when it comes to things like this, if you waive it for one person, you're gonna have to waive it for the next. Has nothing to do with whether I, agree with the school or not. It's the principle of it. If we open the door, we have to be prepared.
I understand that. I do know that collaboration and working partnerships between government agencies, it works differently. So that's why I'm inclined to waive these.
And I'm inclined, it's taxpayer dollars one way or the other. We're taking away from education if they pay for it, or we're just not collecting our normal fee if we waive it. I mean, that's how I'm kind of looking at it. It's a good grace to the school that they're having, there's differences that wasn't worked out before it was even presented, and they're having to go this avenue. So I'm fine with the
Speaking
waiving.
of working things out, I mean, I thought maybe Mr. Lester, were there any discussions about after the planning commission? I mean, Casey, did you meet with the school district and talk about this? I'm not asking what you talked about, but did you meet and discuss the needs of the school district after the planning commission?
Yes, there was a follow-up meeting. Cameron and I attended, and in that meeting, we agreed upon an MOU for future projects at the school site, which would include sidewalks and landscaping.
So they wouldn't need to then ask for a waiver on those things, correct?
Yes, those plans will be done at a later time and those projects as well.
So how many of those 8 that they're asking for are part of that MOU? That's already been worked out, my understanding.
So can you guys hear me?
Yep.
Okay. So the MOU covers, there's a couple of buckets, I'll call them. They're applying for variance for, we'll use the example of the sidewalk or pathways because that's a big item. The MOU would state, should BZA not approve the variance to not perform the sidewalks or pathways, we have an avenue for a delayed performance on those. So they're still seeking variance to not perform them at all. The MOU addresses items, ultimately, should BZA not work out in their favor, that we have a plan for performing those items, designing and then performing those items.
So the MOU is basically the plan B. If things aren't favorable at BZA, correct?
Essentially, I mean, and it really is specific to planning commissions. There were a couple of items that planning commission agreed to a delayed time frame.
Right.
It addresses those specifically as well. So.
Anything else from council? If not, I'll take a roll call vote, please.
Mr. Hickman,
No.
Mr. Hagedorn,
Yes.
Mrs. McElfresh,
No.
Mr. Brown,
Yes.
Ms. Cloyd,
Yes.
Mr. Graves,
Yes.
Mr. Funk.
Yes.
Motion carried.
Okay, Mr. Lester, are there any administrative reports this evening?
No report this evening. Thank you.
Thank you. All right, does council have anything they'd like to discuss before we adjourn for the evening?
I do have one quick item. I'd sent an email asking about the update. There was a mention at the park board meeting that the entrance and the drainage for Community Park was running into delays or issues. There's not been any update to council of what's going on with that. Just kind of curious of where we're standing.
Okay, yeah, we just received, yesterday afternoon, I received some information back. We just did the 60% review of the plans. Is that on? I don't, okay. We just did the 60% review of the plans and sent comments back. And yesterday I was able to get an update on the engineer's estimate. And so where we're at is with the significant changes to the plan from the original, with having to put in a new driveway along the gravel path, and then we've added some parking to bolster the parking. It has significantly changed that engineer's estimate. Originally, phase one was estimated at $193,000. Phase one now, which includes starting again at the roadway, redoing the ditch, rebuilding the driveway, removing the current driveway, building the detention basin, is $854,000. So we do not have that much in the 2026 budget for that project. So either, as we bring those plans closer to completion, we can bring it back and council can make the decision to appropriate that money, or we put it in, take the money we have budgeted this year, rolled into the 2027 budget with additional funds to do that. I think with where we're at, we will struggle to get those plans through completion and hit the paving deadlines due to temperatures this year with that and the budget. So I guess, as they come to closer to 100% completion, we can bring that back to council.
Thank you.
Yeah, the fireworks. So we're going to get the word out that people who normally would be able to see them from their home will need to probably go to the park.
There will be a social media post that's going to be released tomorrow giving details about the fireworks. We did confirm with the vendor, there was an update sent to council that they're going to be using a range of 3 to 6 inch shells. We don't anticipate that residents outside of the park, particularly those behind the mound, will be able to see the current display. And there's also some low ground cover features that will be added this year for America 250.
Okay. So we need to make sure we monitor this, because if it's not safe to go on the mound anymore, then we need to look at if we're going to have fireworks there, and then probably needs to go out to Bicentennial.
Anything else from council tonight? All right, if not, I'll take a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second.
Motion and second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.